Field on parade for Project iDrive. Number 1 is Pacific Cowgirl. Will be driven tonight by Barry McNaughton, assistant driver Dave Boughton. 2 is DM Billy the Kid. Driver Ruth Hastings, the assistant driver Ryan Holliday. Number 3 is Medway Factor. The driver tonight, Doug Prokopak. The assistant driver is Anthony Hahn. That's a look at number 4. The 4 is Posty Pete. Will be driven tonight by Mark Coburn. Assistant driver Billy Davis Jr. Field of 4 in Project iDrive. They will go behind the starting gate momentarily, go one lap around the track to all the glory and bragging rights that you can imagine.
All right, so in just a few moments, we will go to post with the first iDrive race tonight. Good luck to Barry, Ruth, Doug, and Mark. Exciting moment, huh?
It's the first time for 3 of the 4 participants to ever actually be in a paddock, and absolutely the first time any of them have ever been behind a standardbred. Never mind just behind one, but actually in an exhibition race. So they're all pretty jazzed.
Yeah, you're not just sitting behind one. You're actually driving one in a race. So very exciting. Not my cup of tea, but the cup of tea of many others.
Well,
so
there's always next year, Kelly.
Yeah, there's always next year. And there's always after race 7 as well. So again, if you like what you see here and you want to take part, make sure you get your ballot into the drum before the start of race number 4. Before the start of race number 4, if you want to be drawn to take part.
Perhaps one of our fans will put Kelly Spencer's name in the drum.
Well, the chances of that being drawn are pretty slim.
The good news is we have Price Waterhouse and Coopers here watching over the draw.
I don't think so. Less accountants, the better.
But no, remember, before race 4, the actual race 4 goes to the post. If you want to have an opportunity, get your ballot in. It's in the, 3rd page of the program?
I don't know.
Fill it out, and the ballot box is right out by the big
inflatable horse.
Yes.
All right. We're about to go to post for the first iDrive exhibition race. Thanks again to our friends at the Ontario Harness Horse Association for putting this on with us. You will see all the drivers back in the winner's circle following this dash. Good luck to everybody.
And the starter is now calling for Project iDrive, Edition 1, to line up behind the gate. From the inside is the 11-year-old mare Pacific Cowgirl with driver Barry McNaughton and Dave Boughton. Post 2, the 11-year-old DM Billy the Kid, Ruth Hastings, and Ryan Holliday. Medway Factor is the 3, 15-year-old, driven tonight by Doug Prokopak and Anthony Hahn. And to the outside is the 13-year-old Posty Pete, with Mark Coburn and Billy Davis Jr. Post time for Project iDrive. Under starter's command. And they're off. And pacing, Posty Pete with a rush and a brush on the outside. Mark Coburn urging this gelding onto the front, and he clears just like that. To the inside, protecting rail position is Pacific Cowgirl and Barry McNaughton. To her outside, trying to advance, but parked out right now will be DM Billy the Kid with Ruth Hastings. And at the back of the pack, Medway Factor going to bide his time with Doug Prokopak. Field heads down the backside. They're halfway home, and Posty Pete showing good strides out front. Posty Pete is running away from them, but no, there's a challenger on the outside now. It's DM Billy the Kid. DM Billy the Kid drawing alongside Posty Pete. Second overflow for Medway Factor, and saving ground at the inside is Pacific Cowgirl. Tipping 3 wide, lots of activity in the backfield. It is Medway Factor coming 3 high. Posty Pete still continues to hold that lead. DM Billy the Kid is being a pest on the outside. And Medway Factor is 3 high to the inside. Pacific Cowgirl down the stretch they come. On the outside, Medway Factor to the inside. DM Billy the Kid. Medway Factor by a nose. Medway Factor with Doug Prokopek. Finishing second, DM Billy the Kid. Third, Posty Pete. And fourth, Pacific Cowgirl. Photo finishes in. It was number 3, Medway Factor, Doug Prokopek, and Anthony Hahn. Finishing second, number 2, DM Billy the Kid with Ruth Haston and Ryan Holiday. Third, the 4, Posty Pete with Mark Coburn, Billy Davis Jr. And fourth, number 1, Pacific Cowgirl with Barry McNaughton and Dave Boughton.
All right, congratulations to Doug Prokopek, 74 years old, a 74-year-old winning driver. Mr. MacArthur is on his way back there. He's going to interview all of the participants as they drive back here to the winner's circle in just a moment.
Apparently. Okay, so here we have all our participants, and we'll get to our winner first. It was, I believe it was Doug.
Doug Prokopek. Doug Prokopek.
Doug, so that was the first time ever behind a horse?
You bet, and great fun, too. It was.
Well, was glad. Was any strategy going into the race?
Yeah, get out in front, but then Anthony told me he was a closer, so we said, okay, we'll get him in the stretch run.
Well, that's great. Your professional driver adding some suggestions. Ruth. Yes. Those Brian Trophy colors, those colors have won a lot of races. So what can you tell us about your first experience behind an actual standardbred racehorse?
It was awesome, and I just held on really tight.
So what would you say to anybody out here on the tarmac who is thinking about perhaps putting their name in the ballot for race 7? What would you say?
Definitely do it.
And you know about our adult camps, and those it's more of a 3-day experience than just getting out to drive. Is that something that perhaps you'll be looking into?
I might. I didn't know about that.
We'll make sure we let you know about it. Mark, you were struggling to get here. You had a flat tire in the way, and you called all panic saying, hold my spot, where I'm going to be there. I'm going to be a little late.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. We were struggling. I think I haven't changed the tire since my driver's education class, so it was quite a panic, but we managed to do it. So I have to thank my girlfriend, too, for helping me out there. But we got it done and got here on time, and it was a great thrill.
So what would you say, first time ever behind a racehorse?
Yes, and it was just fantastic. I was so excited to be out in the lead at the start of the race, and just a thrill.
Oh, that's great. Thanks, Mark, for being with us again. I'm going to grab one of the drivers here, Ryan Holiday. Ryan, this wasn't something that we had available to us when we were first starting.